Hello, good evening, and welcome. This is ViperAS for Viperland, my usual streaming and YouTube video game show. Tonight, I am playing Dragon's Dogma. Pardon me, I'm actually still getting over a cold, so I'm going to be doing my best to work through this. Because I want to play this game the day it came out, which, if you're watching live, it is the day it came out. It is Tuesday the 23rd. The first episode of this should be put up tonight, so even if you're not watching it live, you should only see it tomorrow when it uploads at 10 a.m. So, either way, working through the cold, playing this game. I really enjoyed the original Dragon's Dogma, though, like a lot of games, I never finished it. I have gaming ADD, and I'm hoping Viperland actually helps me with that. This, save data will be lost. Yes, I'm okay with that. Erase your old save data. Yes, I'm okay with that. I'm gonna play on normal. There is a hard mode of this game now, and a speedrun mode, which is only offline and it tracks your time. I have never finished this game yet, so I don't think I'm hardcore enough for either of those, but in the future that may happen. I don't know. I know this game is amazing. I've enjoyed every moment I've spent in it. I've got friends who have played through this game 4, 5, maybe 6 times, all the way through. That's how much I enjoy this game. And while it's not a 100-hour game or anything like that, it's not a short game. I spent a good amount of time there. I cannot skip this, so, well, that's what's going to be on the screen. I forgot that I had this little introduction thing. I'm probably going to go quickly through this bit, because not only is it fairly easy, it's basically the game's demo. Like, if you played the demo for this game, you played the bit that I'm doing right now. I should equip the lantern, though. Per usual, this will be partially me... very sorry. Me getting used to controls again for the first little bit, but I guess that's what tutorial levels are good for, darn it. Hey look, it's a big dragon. I should stand over here, because it's going to do something over there. Yeah. Yes, I know how to attack. You figure they wouldn't need to tell you what the buttons do, when they literally have a little thing down there that tells you what every button does. So let's see if I can do one of my favorite things. Can I grab him? Do I have to get them from behind or something? You can grab these guys, which is pretty hilarious to do, which is why I was trying to do it. So you always start as this guy. I don't remember his name, I'm sure they're going to say it. You can talk to that guy, but whatever. I'm just going to go quickly through this bit. Yes, yes, we get pawns. So the way this game works, and I'll go into more detail about this as it goes on, and I don't really need to worry about picking up everything, because after this little tutorial segment you don't keep everything, so there's no real incentive to check everywhere. And it's easy enough, you don't like need all the stuff. So usually the game's played through with your main character, hey, how's it going, and your pawns. You usually get one set pawn, it's yours, you customize it, you give it abilities, you give it equipment, you give it stats. All that stuff you do. Ow, I should have blocked that. And then it also usually has 2 more that you take with you. In case you couldn't tell from all the stuff on the left-hand side, the pawns are talkative. They usually tell you useful things. Like, they're very quick to say, oh hey, there's enemy whatever over there. Oh hey, there's this. Unfortunately, they can be a bit repetitive. I hear they turned that down in Dark Arisen, in this little, I'm going to call it an expansion, because that's really what it is. So that's good. I haven't really noticed too much. Again, I play these with the sound off myself. I can't hear what's going on. That's to keep you, listeners, from having to listen to a delay. From having to hear it come out of my speakers as I'm playing it, and then about 3 seconds later hearing it again when it actually hits the capture card, because the capture card's on a delay. So to save you guys that trouble, I'm taking that little bit out. I guess I could use headphones and hear it myself on a delay, but that's more confusing. And I'd hear myself, and that's just crazy, silly. There was a lock somewhere, I thought. Let's see if really... Oh! Well, was I holding them, or were they holding me? I had them. Alright, I should have held on then. Oh, that's what I was doing wrong. I was doing the specials wrong. Okay, I can smack things with a shield. So what was I talking about? Pawns, yeah, I'll go into more detail about those when I get to my main character and get a main pawn. But the other pawns you get from either like town meeting place areas where you can find set ones in case you're not playing online, or the more logical way to go do it and the more fun way is to go online and you can basically hire other people's pawns to be your second and third. I could have sworn there was... That's wrong then. I could have sworn that there was a lock on the mechanic. Now I can't see... Oh, okay. And sometimes they'll hold enemies for you so you can hit them. I seem to be taking burning damage. I don't remember how to, like, dodge or roll. All my attacks. Let's put the weapon away. Yeah, screw that. Alright, whatever. Just gonna try and slap something with a shield. Oh, so back to the pawns, because I keep getting distracted by, combat. If you, like, hire somebody else's pawn for a time, eventually you'll send them back, because their pawns don't gain experience in your world. Only your own pawn does. What hates fire? I killed everything. They're all dead. Oh, except that one, apparently. So, eventually you're going to have to essentially trade them in for a higher level model of a pawn, which is cool. It keeps you from just picking one or two and just going, oh, I'm going to spend the entire game with these and be perfectly efficient. You kind of have to rotate out the other ones and see other pawns. When you're done with them, you can rate the pawn based on combat efficiency, appearance, something else. There's another stat that you could rate them on. And you can send them back with a message and with an item optionally, which is pretty nifty. They also go back with rift crystals based on how much they did with that person, how helpful they were. And rift crystals are what you use to... Oh, okay, cinematic. Rift crystals are what you use to hire more pawns. Hiring a pawn at your level or lower doesn't cost very much. Hiring a pawn above your level, that would either A, be very helpful to you now, or B, just last you longer without having to rotate it out, gets much more expensive. I will have a bit of a boost to my Rift Crystals because I played the original Dragon's Dogma, and if you played the original and then you get Dark Arisen, they give you a few things. They give you a whole bunch of Rift Crystals, not unlimited, but a bunch. Enough. They give you a few sets of armor based off of characters in the original game. And they give you an unlimited use, I can't remember the name of it, I think it's like a fairy stone or something like that. Something that lets you teleport to different waypoints throughout the world. That was one complaint people had in the original game, was like, it's really cool and the world is awesome and like there's so much good in this game, but if I want to get just quickly from point A to point B, it's either not quick or very expensive. So they gave everyone who bought the original, I can't remember how to lock, and I know there's a lock. That's a grab. That's a sheath on sheath. Oh, well, then there's no lock. Just gonna have to try grabbing onto this guy and then punching him. Or falling off, which is... Oh, I fell asleep. So that's cool, they kind of fixed that problem. I would like one of my members to wake me up now. This is a very interesting fight I'm spending laying on the ground. Thank you. So, as you saw from a moment ago, one of the mechanics you can do is grabbing onto things, a la... I'm always reminded of the Shadow of the Colossus. It's not exactly like that, but you use your stamina bar, that little orangey bar under my health, as your grip meter, essentially. Ah, cut off the snake, nice. And you can kind of walk around it to different weak points and knock it over, which is pretty cool. I don't want to do that attack, I want to do this attack. Stab it in the gut, stab it in the gut, stab it in the gut. Okay. So that's a really cool mechanic. I really like it. It's interesting on this guy, but it's really awesome later on even larger enemies. I swear there used to be... I might have to... Nah, I'm not gonna look it up. I'll figure it out as I go along what the lock-on is, if there's a lock-on. And this guy, yeah, he roars so hard he throws you back. Just every bit of this game is something I enjoy. It captures a lot of what I enjoy of Monster Hunter. And I am a rather large fan of Monster Hunter. I wish I was a more hardcore fan, because I've never done any of the like super high ranked quests on it because I never have anyone to play with, but this reminds me a lot of everything I like of that game. Just the big creatures. I mean, this is the tutorial mission, so it's a bit easier, but putting emphasis on placement, where your attacks go, not just standing there and button mashing. Again, that's what I'm doing now, but you have to remember, tutorial mission. It's okay. It's clearly got aspects of Shadow of the Colossus, you can run around on things. The world is not super open. Like, it's not Skyrim open world, but it is an open world. You can, pretty much from the get-go, go almost anywhere. There might be a few exceptions, but for the most part you can go, oh, the game wants me to go in a northerly direction. I'm going to go west. I have no idea what I'm going to find. It's probably going to kill me because I'm going off the beaten path, but I can do it, and nothing's going to stop me from that, which is really fun. Let's slap him with a shield. Yeah, slap him again. And, oh, that's the taunt. I like the taunt. So the specials, I don't know if you can tell because they don't show the buttons. You switch to, I guess, special activation mode by hitting L1 or R1, depending on which weapon. Like for shield specials, I can block by hitting L1, and then you can see at the bottom right it changes the buttons to what different specials I have assigned. And R1 is my shield special, so shield L1, R1, and square does blink strike, which is my dash forward to stab something. Very fun attack. And there we go, we've completed the tutorial. Very exciting. That took almost a full episode just to do the tutorial. Well, I'll probably finish off the episode with character creation, and I'm not going to go super in-depth into it because that just takes up episode time. I just want a character. Can I skip this? Yes. If you're looking for storyline stuff, I'm sure you can find just the cinematics of this game. It has a decent enough storyline from what I hear from people who have beaten it. I've actually been around when one of my friends beat the game, so I know how it ends, and that's okay. I don't play games like this for the storyline. I play games like this for the gameplay, the roaming around, the creatures, the fun. The storyline is secondary. I hate... Oh, they do it differently. Okay. So, let's do the usual. Viper... Oh, no. ER... Land. I like when they give you the full keyboard on a PS3 game. They don't always. And this is interesting, since people can put naughty things in their name, they give you basically a nickname, what other characters might call you as if you've seen online. And if I remember correctly, since it's Capcom, they have some really interesting ones. Like, Beautiful Joe. Damn right. Why would I not put that? They have a lot of interesting ones, and I'm probably just going to pick a generic... I'm going to start off as a warrior. I'm probably going to branch out into different things. But, there you go, that guy looks like a warrior. I honestly can't hear the voice right now. I'm going to pick type 1 because I don't know. Make more detailed edits? No, he's good enough. Yes, I'm ready to play. Just a big dude. Which will be funny because you can, after a certain point, switch your class. So I will eventually switch him to probably something not warrior, in which case he'll look hilarious with a bow as a giant guy. Or little tiny daggers. I'm definitely going to start out as a warrior, because the first time I played through this game I started out as a thief, which was fun. It was very much based around grabbing a monster, running around, like climbing around on it, stabbing it, and occasionally bow. And I went to the next logical step of that one. I went straight to the pretty much sniper. It was basically, I have a bow, I'm going to snipe you from a long distance. And that's what I did, and it was fun. I tried the combination of like thief and mage for a little while. I think it's called like Mystic Archer or something like that. And I was very surprised by how that played. Pleasantly surprised. It was fun. But basically when I switched to that is when I got distracted and hit with game ADD and moved on to something else. Well, that was exciting, wasn't it? I moved forward and he killed me. Admittedly, at this point in the game, it is a stage death. You cannot win that fight. It's impossible. You will die every time. You can inflict some damage. I've actually not been hit by that breath before and ran up to him, hit him for a decent amount of almost nothing, actually. Oh, good to know. That's my quest log, is challenge the dragon. Alright, so let's pick up any of the little things we can find lying around. I think now we have to take a weapon, which is basically their way of saying choose a class. So where are the weapons located? I can grab something that's not a weapon. Oh, there's a blank scroll. You can pick up a lot in this game. You also have limited inventory space, most limited by your weight. Your vocation determines the basic attributes, wieldable equipment, and skills. So yeah, Strider is what I originally started out on my other one. It was a lot of fun. Mage, I hear, is really good, but difficult to start out as because it's squishy. And Fighter is the one I haven't tried, and I want to try the combination Fighter-Mage. Not that I have to try Fighter to try that later, but it seems like it logically goes into it. This is the same class, I believe, as the guy from the tutorial mission. Primary, secondary weapons, yay. Alright, so now I can grab stuff, I can swing at stuff, I can shatter that. Just looking around for any... Oh, or not. Gonna go out here. The loading times in this game can be long, especially when you initially load into an area. They tend to also be infrequent. Like, yes, it can be a lengthy loading time, but you don't see a lot of them, so it's, in my opinion, generally okay. Can I break that? No. You can break a lot of stuff. You can loot a lot of stuff. I'm not going to be trying to loot everything in this game. I might do some of it off camera. That is to be determined. That said, as soon as I exit this house, I think that's going to be the end of episode 1 of this. This has been me doing the tutorial. Very exciting, I know. But it's required. You gotta do that to get to this. I could have skipped that episode, but it's still part of the game, right? So now we have a nice seaside town, which is where I got mauled by that dragon just a few minutes ago. And here you go. So, thank you for watching. This has been ViperAS for Viperland, as always. And tune in next time for more episodes of Dragon's Dogma, Dark Arisen.